We are here live on Facebook Live with, okay, I would call her the dominator of the desert. Ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca May, welcome to the show.
Thank
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. Can't complain. Everything's pretty good here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tell us, I know you've been on before, but tell us a little about yourself and how things are going for you this year.
So I've normally don't tell people how long I've been in real estate, but I've been in real estate for 9 years. 5 of those years have been at Berkshire Hathaway. And in 2025, I was the #1 agent in our downtown office, #2 agent in Palm Springs. And thank you. A lot of pressure to, do that or do better. And things are going really well this year. So just
Good.
trying, every day we wake up unemployed and we got to make it happen.
No, and that's such a healthy way to look at it too. You wake up every day unemployed, and you're in charge of your destiny, right? Right. You get to decide what your value is. The most important vote is yours. Of course, here at Berkshire Hathaway, we're going to help you. And you have a tremendous manager as well, Dwayne, that helps out as well. But you take effort.
Yeah.
That's one great thing I love about you is that you are always working. You're always doing stuff to cause yourself to do more business. You take responsibility, and that's awesome to see.
Thank you. Yes, I'm always working. That's really the that's funny because I am. I feel like I'm always working. But I love what I do and I love helping people. So, I always respect the process of helping people. And I know people say, oh, no, no, you don't. No, I really do. I just think about the process. I try not to think about the outcome. And, the steps.
That's such a great way to look at it.
These are all things I learned when I was a new agent, and it helped me. They help me daily.
Tell us about those steps. I want to hear about the steps. Take us through the steps. I want to hear the steps. I think that would be very good for them to hear.
I think it really depends on the transaction, but I just really think it's about caring about your clients and wanting I'm an empath. And when I got into real estate, my family was like, oh, you're too sensitive. You can't be a realtor. And I actually think I kind of going off the road a little bit, but I have ADD, so it's always a really fun ride with me. But, I think being sensitive, being an empath has helped me tremendously. And also just being nice to other agents. And, I think those things, being too sensitive, has actually been a benefit to me. The steps are different in every situation, so that's hard for me to really identify. But again, I just think it's about doing what's right for your clients, not doing what's right for you.
Yeah.
For me, doing what's right for my clients. I just do what my clients want.
Right.
I definitely find myself, I'm giving a lot of advice based on experience. But, it's always just comes down to just really caring about people and doing what's best for people. Sorry, I can't.
I agree 100%. And I disagree with your family as well. I think that if it was 1975 or 85, back then selling was, you got to be a closer, you got to know what to say, Today, I agree with you 100%. As a matter of fact, empathy is a huge part of the business, getting your client what you want. And basically, you just described the fiduciary relationship that we all are supposed to adhere to, which is put your client's needs in front of your own, right? That's what a fiduciary relationship is.
Yes. I think a lot of, and I don't like to speak negatively about other agents, but yes, I think that is the most important thing we have to remember. Um, it's about our client. It's about, there, unfortunately, there are some agents in this business, you can double end in California. So you can represent the buyer and the seller. And so I do find myself running into agents that make it difficult to show their listings because they want to double end it, and they're not coming from that place of helping, and they're not doing their fiduciary duty. So,
Mhm.
um, like I said, for me, it's about, always just doing the right thing. Um, do the best for your clients. That's our fiduciary duty.
That's right. And I have to mention that it's not a coincidence that the only thing I have in my closet that's pink, I knew that you would be wearing pink today. So I wore this in honor of the fact that I knew you'd be wearing pink too, Rebecca.
Yeah, but that's lavender. Isn't it lavender?
Oh, well, I think some people would even say salmon.
No, I think you're
It could be lavender.
colorblind.
I
It's
probably am.
lavender.
My wife tells me I am colorblind. Yeah. All
I
right.
think you
Well,
might
it's the
be, but
closest thing to pink
I
I have
love
then,
that
which is
jacket.
lavender.
I love it, and I love
Well,
that you
thank you.
wore
Thank
it
you.
for me. Yes, I pretty
Well,
much have
thank you. I
pink
knew
on
it.
every day.
Yes, you do. Well, and it's the
Yeah,
best place to do it
thank.
too. It's like it's like a very popular color where you are.
Oh yes, I'm definitely not getting up
Everything's
every
pink.
day, and it's yeah. I think today it's going to be 110 or something. So I'm not getting up here and
Right.
putting on a suit, but I commend you for doing that.
Thank you, thank
So
you. Tell us, you know what? I love what you do. You also entwine your personality, which is you have a great sense of humor. You have your own unique style, which I think is great. And tell them how you implement that in your social media campaign, which I think really attracts clients to you.
thank you. I started. I wish I had my marketing with me, but I think I've shown it before on this podcast. But I love color. I was in the fashion industry for 20 years before this, selling clothing at the farmers market that I imported from India, and being in retail. And so I love fashion. And I also don't like to think about what I'm going to wear every day because I don't have time for that. So I just have these caftans. Now I remember when I just wanted one so badly, and I couldn't afford it. And now I think I have like 45 of them, and my husband is getting a little sick of this issue, but I do get them at a major discount because I'm great with my money and I'm great with my clients' money. Um, but I just wear these every day, and it's kind of like, do you remember Steve Jobs with the black t-shirt and the jeans?
Yes,
For me, this is
yes.
my version of Steve Jobs, but it's a little more colorful. They always fit. But I did start doing a new social media campaign, I guess. I started doing these videos where they're like bewitched, and I
Right.
make myself disappear. And honestly, I really think my business started to grow a lot after those videos. But I think also it depends on the listing. Like, I have a pretty high end listing coming up. I'm really excited, but I can't tell you about it yet. But it will be my most luxurious listing to date. And it's not appropriate. That marketing is not appropriate for this listing. So I think
Right.
it's knowing when it works and when it doesn't. And so for this new listing, it's going to be a more, you know, luxury approach rather than, you know, the Palm Springs mid-century modern, because it's not in Palm Springs and it's in Palm Desert, and it's, you know, just a different vibe. So, yeah, I say know your audience.
Right. I
So,
think it's critical. I think it's critical. I'm also going to point out that we have a little bit of a 5 second delay. I think we're doing really well, but just so everybody thinks that we're not a little crazy, we're just that we have a little delay today for some reason, but we're working through it. That's why it's Facebook Live, baby. So yeah, I love what you're saying there.
yeah.
And my favorite question, and it is if somebody really wants to maximize this business, be number one in their office, like you are. And I have the list over here too. I called you the other day to tell you you're still cranking it again this year. I left you a message. I don't know if you got it. It was like probably like three, four
Well, you
days
were
ago.
wrong.
But my point is what's that?
You were wrong about the number. You were wrong. I'm very, very competitive. I don't think you had the most recent
Oh,
list, but
I
now that
don't.
yeah. So anyway, I did really well in
Yeah.
2025, and I have a lot of pressure on me right now, my own personal pressure to do better. But go ahead. Sorry, the delay. You
Right.
know.
Yeah, no problem. And I was going to say, just give them your top three things. Like, if I'm an agent and I want to take it to the next level, what are the three things that I should focus on the most to really, get the most out of my business?
Okay, I would say it's very important to be your authentic self. You know, don't try to be somebody that you're not. That's the first one. I would say ignore the noise. Ignore people talking about you, drama at the office. Just ignore the noise, because this is a little uncomfortable to say, but the better you start doing, the more noise there is. So ignore the noise and focus on selling houses.
Mhm.
I have so many. Don't give up. You know, I didn't sell my first house for like a year, and now I think I've sold like $100 million, or something like that. I don't know. I have to figure it out. But don't give up, because every day is a new day.
Right.
And, you know, at year 9, it's changed a lot for me. I'm getting referrals all the time. Um, so you just have to build your business. It takes time. This is not easy. And like my dad said, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So those are my
That's so
3.
true. There you go. I love it. I love it. And you're right. The list I was calling from was only until the end of April. It did not include May or any of June. Right. It takes me a while to get through it. So, but yes, I got my new one out now, and I know you've climbed the ladder. So great job. And you know what? I love when you said be your authentic self. My little joke about that is be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Right. So if you're not yourself,
Yeah.
it really comes through as phony and fake, and people can tell. So when you're being your most authentic self, and it's fun and it's quirky and it's like you said, bewitched, and you know your audience and you do different things based on that, it comes across and people can relate because they can tell that's just you being you. And a lot of people say, you know what, that's the person I want to deal with. I like somebody who's authentic and real that I can really relate to.
Yes. And you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but don't let that stop
Right.
you from being yourself. So that I think that's for
Yeah.
me, that's really important.
Right. I love it.
What else do you have to
I love
ask
it
me?
too. Well, I was going to say, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you may want to mention to these lovely people?
Well, I really admire you. And I was watching something last night that you posted, and what I really admire about you is your structure. Um, and you seem to really stay on that, on like you're a very structured person. Have you always been that way?
I would say, it's funny you ask me that because a lot of people, they see that I'm bald, in decent shape, and they always ask me, "You seem very disciplined. Were you ever in the military?" And my line always is, "No, but I went to Catholic schools for 10 years." So I
Oh,
don't know. So being on time to me is something that's just not optional. My wife, a whole different
yeah.
story. Getting up at a certain time and getting right into action has never really been optional for me. Getting to work early, like being first or second at work, or first mostly. So I've always kind of been that way, but I would say I've turned it up in the last few years. But yes, thanks for noticing.
Yeah, I really admire that. And that's something I strive to be more like. I feel like that's an area I really need to work on. And if I did, I think I could really be the dominatrix of Palm Springs. So I'm working on it. But
Yeah. I was going to say,
yeah,
it's
no,
funny
I
you say
think,
dominatrix because when I yeah, when I
oh, you,
said dominator of the desert, I almost said dominatrix, but I didn't want to get the wrong idea. But I love that you said it because you got to have a sense of humor. It's all in fun. But you're right. If you just and because of your artistic way and so forth, you don't want to squash that by being too disciplined and so forth. But if you time blocked a little better, because you and I have worked together, if you time block just a little bit better some areas, I think it would be hugely beneficial to your business, and you would definitely strive, climb even higher as far as transactions and so forth.
yes, I think something that's really kind of fallen by the wayside is that you know, I'm so busy now that I am having a hard time reaching out to my past clients. And I think honestly, I don't even feel I feel like that's my gold. My past clients are my gold, you know, my pot of gold, so to say. And plus I love them. I'm friends with all of them, So that's something I'm really trying to incorporate is like, maybe do 5 a week or something, but it gets hard. You get busy, you're working transactions, so I'm
Mm.
a work in progress.
Yeah, if you reached out to them a couple times a year, they know because when they work with you, they know you put your all into it. It's very obvious that you do
Yeah.
that. So based on everything that I know about you, so yeah, keeping in touch with them, it's good, and it's really the best prospecting because, like you said, it's your friends, you know them, you've worked with them, they're probably referring people to you, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yes. So I
Do
just
you
would
ever have a
say,
get
and
together
another
like
thing
once a
I
year with
do,
them?
I did it a couple years ago. Um, and
Okay,
my problem is that it's just me. I don't have a team. I have a TC that's
right,
like a mentor. He's more than a TC. I've been working with him for 8 years. He's amazing. But I don't have any help planning or, so I'm in
right.
the process of trying to maybe hire someone to help me, but, kind of starting that journey. I think one thing I didn't say that's really been important this year is that I've noticed is that, well, always, but more than ever, is that for me, I sell so far anything between 170,000 to 3 million. And when I get a listing, every single listing gets the same service. A video, you know, not always a magical video because my producer doesn't live here, so it's hard to always do one, but professional video, professional pictures, email marketing, they all get the same thing. So they sell. They sell quicker. my list my listings tend to sell faster, I've noticed, than other listings because I'm not taking a picture in the bathroom with me in the mirror and the toilet seat up. So I think, you're being hired to do a great job. Do a great job.
Yeah.
So
No, I
that's
love that
really,
idea of every treat every listing the same, like it's a multi-million-dollar listing. And not only is that great for your current inventory, it's great for your future business too, because they see that happening all the time, which is tremendous for your business.
yes. Yeah. But
Yeah. It's very obvious that you care about people, Rebecca, and that's what is, I think, is by far that stands out the most. You care about people. You want to do a great job. You love what you do. You love your area too. I love your area too. I think it's a beautiful place to do a real estate
awesome.
business and to live. Yeah, it really is. It's so unique. When every time I go there, I'm like, you just feel, all right, this is like, you get the feeling, like Sedona has that feeling too. When I go to Sedona, you just get
Yeah.
that feeling of like the energy is good, right? I think Palm Springs has that same thing.
Yes, I always say, there's this like magical energy here. Um, and I've lived a lot of places, and this is my favorite place. And I also feel like, there's a lot of competition with other agents, but there is so much business here to go around. Like, you just have to get out there, do open houses, do
Yeah,
floor time. I mean, it's endless. So you can be as busy as you want to be. And I want to be
yeah,
really busy because
you're right.
I started late. So I'm going to be working till I'm 80 years old. So I need a lot of business. So I'm not even kidding.
I'm sure you won't, but if you want to, well, you have such a great example in your office too. Louise is like always killing it, right? And she does incredibly well. I mean, so she's a huge power of example. So you can. This is the
Absolutely.
business that if you stay healthy, you can do it as long as you want, right?
Yeah, and you can be a referral agent too. I just got a referral from a girl in not with a different company um, that all she does is referrals. I mean, so
Yeah,
you're not even doing anything. I mean, you're sourcing agents, but that's really cool too. So the thing I love about real estate is you can always get better. You can always continue to evolve, get better. It never ends. So it's not
yeah.
boring. And I don't need any drama in my life except for real estate because it offers plenty.
It does. It offers plenty of
So,
drama too, especially those agents that are jealous of you doing such a great job. And I know what you were talking about earlier. It is interesting how when you become successful, other people find little things that drive them nuts, which is because you're working. You're working and you're showing them how to do it. And not everybody wants to work like that, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. You're self-employed, right? If anything, you should be even a little more into it because it's your business, right?
yeah. I mean, and s- it's hurtful for me.
Yeah,
Um, so I've really had to like talk it out, with my husband and my real friends. Um, it
right.
hurts. So you just have to, like I said, ignore the noise. This isn't a popularity contest with other agents. And I mean, I do like to get along with other agents because, say you have a multiple offer situation and you put in an offer and that agent's like, oh, Rebecca's really nice. She's great to work with. That's going to help you. But in terms of
Yeah.
like just kind of little menial meanness and that kind of thing, like just whatever, that's not your
Petty.
problem.
You can say
That's
it.
not your
Petty.
problem. Petty. Yes.
You can
And we
say
can talk
petty. A
about
lot
this
of
off
agents.
camera
No, I hear you. I could tell you stories about when I started too, where I had little petty things happen to me, which I don't know. Like for me, they were super motivating. Like I loved it when people gave me crap, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna remember that," right? And so I took
too.
it as my flippant sense of humor and attitude, I took it as, oh, really? Okay, cool. And I took it as motivation and so forth. But I know what you're saying. It drags on you. It's so unnecessary and petty and ridiculous, but it's really a compliment to you inside out. That's really what it is.
Thank you for saying that. You're so right. It just, and I just, I don't know. I've just kind of lately, yeah, I shouldn't even be talking about it on camera, but I'm sure it helps somebody else that has gone through that also, and it's
Yeah.
made me stronger. And again, it's super motivating. Yes, 100%.
Well, and you are super empathic. You have, you run on feelings a lot too. So that's why, if you let it, if you stare at it too long, it'll bother you. So take a look, but don't stare. There
Yeah, my husband says, "Pan and scan, babe, pan and scan."
you go. I love him. Okay, I've only met him twice, or I
He's
think, or
great.
maybe three times, but I love him. He is great. He is great.
He
It's so
likes you
true.
too.
It's so true.
He loves your blazers. I'm sorry, your sport coats.
Yes, my sport
He
coach. There
says
we go.
they're not called
Yes,
blazers.
they're called sport coats, right?
So
Exactly right. When you buy them, they call them sports coats now too. I haven't seen the word blazer in quite a while, actually.
I'm old.
Yeah, I know. No, no, you're not. You're not old. You don't look old. I mean, you don't act old, so you can't be old. It's impossible. I'm 61, and my wife tells me, well, I go, listen, I will let you know when I'm getting old. It hasn't happened yet.
I'm never gonna grow up. I just turned 55 a week ago. And the greatest thing
Yeah,
about it is I can buy senior housing now. So you can get like a mobile home on the beach in Encinitas for like
yeah.
180,000.
And so
So don't think I'm not thinking about it. So
I love
there's
it. I
there's
love it.
silver lining everywhere. Yeah.
There is
So
too, and you can get your double ARP card, right, and get discounts at the movies and all that stuff too.
oh, that has been my biggest thing. I'm getting my AARP card. It hasn't come yet though.
Yeah.
But
Oh, they'll start coming. I
there's
still have not opened.
you haven't opened it? You could
No,
draw
I
early
never. It comes.
Social Security. You
Not
could
yet.
draw
Come on, it's
early
another year
Social.
for me.
You're 62?
No,
Are
I'll be
you
62 in
62?
December.
Okay, then you can draw early Social Security.
Yeah,
Are you
I
going
think
to
I'm going
keep
to wait a
working?
little while. Oh yeah,
How
yeah, I'm
long do
definitely
you
going to
think?
keep working.
How long?
Um, I think, I think I've got at least another 10 years in me myself, but definitely 7 or 8, but maybe 10.
I think at least 10. I think at least 10.
Yeah.
This delay, everyone probably thinks we're really weird, but we're like really delayed. I think we're doing really well.
I think we're doing extremely well for the amount of delay. It's about a 5, 6 seconds. It's like I feel like I'm watching somebody interviewed in the Middle East. You know that long delay they have when they're talking.
And we're 4 hours away.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
Um,
Right.
yeah.
Well.
Well,
Well. Anyway, I just want to say thank you very much for taking your time out today. All right. This was awesome. It's always a blast doing this live with you, and you're such a great, positive, wonderful, and I love the way you are yourself, and I'm telling you, that's what makes the biggest difference in your business.
thank you. And I just adore you. And I love going to convention and getting to see you and the awards ceremony. And so I really am very honored that you have me on again, and let's do it again in another year or so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it again. And it's one of the best parts of my job is calling you guys when you're getting awards and after the awards and at the awards and so forth, because I know by doing this for 41 years how hard it is to do it and maintain it on a daily basis. So you're an inspiration to a lot of people. Keep up the great work. You're doing great.
Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I'm looking forward
You
to
too. Thank you
talking
very much,
again
Rebecca. And thanks
soon.
for, yes,
Okay,
thank you very much. And bye, everybody.
thanks.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Paul. Okay, bye.
Bye.